Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Barcode and Crowbar on Dusk Towers. And by Barcode, I mean this is puCK. He apparently goes by Barcode on the Legacy of the Void ladder, but yes, I guarantee this is puCK. In the top right of Dusk Towers, we have the red Protoss player. It is puCK. An American StarCraft 2 professional player who represents Flipside Tactics, a really nice guy, a really solid Protoss player. I'm really excited to cast his games. In the bottom left of Dusk Towers, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Crowbar. Also just trying to place here on the Legacy of the Void ladder. This is from the first night of games in Legacy of the Void. So pretty much people are just kind of trying to figure out where they are at this point. The ladder has not been settled down whatsoever. The highest you can actually place from your initial placement matches is in Platinum, and then you have to work your way up from there, all the way from Diamond Masters to Grandmaster. I've heard also rumors they're going to go ahead and pool together Master and Grandmaster level players, which is interesting, because Grandmaster does seem to be kind of a nice thing for people to attain, a nice goal to achieve. And if now it's just kind of Masters and High Masters, I'm not sure how people will feel about that. So let me know in the comments how you think about that affecting things. It's kind of harder to find really high level replays unless you know it's a pro. You recognize the name because it's a pro. There, if it's all just Master with no change for what's Grandmaster, that could be a problem. I suppose you could also take a look and see if there's like a top 8 designation or something like that for the player. That might tell you if they are closer to that Grandmaster level. But again, these are all just rumors, so I probably should stop talking about it. It is a 3-hatch opening for Crowbar. Then goes the gas, and then goes the spawning pool. Again, we've seen this a lot with Zerg players against Protoss. Although the early Nexus from puCK should help to kind of keep up in the macro against the Zerg player as well. I'm sorry that this is still here. I can't get rid of it. I used to be able to get rid of it by a Control-Shift-O. This is the Servant Obs interface, but it doesn't work anymore. All my other buttons work here in Legacy of the Void Retail, but in Legacy of the Void Beta, apparently that one is that one hotkey is just not good anymore. So scouting around is puCK. You see, there's nothing really to be worried about. It's a 3-hatch. There's going to be no aggression from Crowbar anytime soon. The drone actually leaves. puCK saying, "Get out of here." Crowbar saying, "Fine." And then puCK saying, "Thank you." And that is the Cybernetics core coming up. Double gas as well for puCK. 3 workers on each of those assimilators. You see the different coloring on the pylons here. It's kind of nice. Red pylons for the red Protoss player. Popping the spawning pool. Is it going to be speed? Is there enough? Nope, not quite enough for speed yet. There's the Vespene gas getting up to 100, and there comes the speed. It is going to be a speedling opening, which I like against Protoss. It can handle crazy 4-gate stuff. It handles gateway pressure to a certain extent, especially if they have +1 attack on those lings. So we'll have to see if that is something that's going to happen as well. There's the Robo Facility. Might be pushing up for that Disruptor tech. I know certain Protoss players are very, very fond of that particular strategy, using the Disruptors against Zerg. Zerg is pretty much having to learn how to split. Something that Terran has been really good at, dealing with Banelings for all these years now. But Zerg now learning to have to split their Roach Hydra balls, their compositions against, there we go, against those Disruptor shots, because those things really tear apart pretty much everything that Zerg players have on the ground, with the exception of Ultralisks. So here comes an Adept. I think it's just going to be a Scouting Adept. I'm not sure he's going to get that many kills. There are going to be Queens out, I think, at every one of these bases. Actually, no. There's a Queen there, and there's a Queen in the main, but this base does not have a Queen. It's going to be ripe and ready for the picking from puCK here. He comes right around, says, yeah, I don't see any Queens. Let's go ahead and 2-shot a bunch of these workers. 23 damage versus light. That is what these Adepts are able to do. And yeah, just racking up the kills. Already has 2, forcing the evacuation. Gonna try to kill these eggs. I don't think that's a great idea. There's a lot. Oh, there we go. Going after the larva instead. And can 2-shot these lings as well. Pretty good micro, using the psionic transfer to get the lings out of there. This harassment is actually kind of hilarious. The Queen finally shows up. Psionic transfer. Ooh, pops out here, but there's a Queen, and there are 2 lings here. Gets another kill, but that's it for the Adept. It does end up evaporating into the sky as well. Third base coming up for puCK. He is continuing to tech up here with the Robotics Bay. Tells me again, and a Twilight Council. Might be a Blinkstalker Disruptor type play here. I have seen that quite a bit as well. Getting a Spore Crawler in each of these bases. Not entirely sure if that's necessary or not, but again, it's just kind of a reactionary play. Just because Oracles really hurt, Phoenix can really hurt Zerg players as well. So just getting that up also works well against DT. So kind of a multi-purpose building here is the Spore Crawler. Zerg players will do well to have it. Lings come up, Photon Overcharge, Gonna kill all of these Lings, though. They're not able to do anything at all. Not even kill a single pylon, kill a single worker. Pylon's up to 4 kills and 5 kills. Crowbar not running those Lings away, sacrificing them to the god that is that pylon with photon overcharge. What's this stuff? Observer running around, or probe, making sure there's not a ninja base over here, I suppose. Could be some proxy tech as well. Hydralisk den on the way for Crowbar, as well as an evolution chamber. And yep, there's that disruptor, the first disruptor coming on out of that robotics facility. Ooh, and a warp prism ready to pick it up. We could see some warp prism drops with those disruptors. Some people on my channel have wanted to see that. So hopefully this should fulfill their grandest hopes and dreams. There have been some casts on my channel in the past where we've seen the disruptor drop, but I feel like it's been a while. I'm not sure if it's just because the Protoss players that I'm casting aren't a fan of that strategy or what, but it can be very devastating to drop a disruptor, get a purification nova in here, kill, you know, up to 10 workers, maybe more with one. But let's see where this warp prism is heading. It looks like it's going straight for the main. More disruptors on the way. Blink being researched, and that is the gravitic drive, rather, that makes warp prisms even faster. They're pretty fast as is. Look at this guy speeding across the way here. And yep, getting creep tumors up there at the same time. The warp prism backing out. I'm not sure why. Overlord should be able to scout that. This one I don't think can see it, but this guy should be able to for sure. Yes, Crowbar can see it if he's paying attention to the minimap. I'm not sure that he is. And yep, the Queen moving on out. Here comes the disruptor shot. Purification Nova. Oh, kills a bunch of drones there. 8 drones on 1 Purification Nova. Everybody shows up, but a little bit too late. I think puCK's too smart to move back in there, knowing that the defense will be available and ready to kill that warp prism. But nice pickup indeed. It is 65 to 67 harvesters. puCK is actually in the lead on the economy, which is great. That's why you harass Zerg. You really need to do that. Taking some shots from the Queen as well. The warp prism heading on out. Nidus Network. Ooh, Crowbar going for the Nidus here. I'm not sure where he's going to put the other end. Does he need vision? I don't think he even needs vision to put that down. Either way, here come the Hydralisks. Here's another shot, and it does get the shot off, but the disruptor ends up dead as well. So that one did kill 4 Hydralisks. So not a terrible shot, pretty good shot. All in all, Pro patrolling back and forth to make sure a big army doesn't come his way. Stalkers, Blink Stalkers are here as well with no attack, but +1 is on the way for those guys, and another base being planted by puCK as well. So, where is that Nidus Network at? There it is. Is there anybody actually in there? Is it going to be a Lurker Nidus play? The Overseer, no, does manage to escape. Oh, one last shot. It explodes. Pieces of it flying onto that high ledge there. And now I'm not sure what Crowbar is going to do. I think he wanted to send the Overseer up here, drop the Nidus Worm somewhere, perhaps down here, where there's no vision for puCK, but I think that plan did get thwarted. After all, 2 disruptors hanging on back there. Muscular augments on the way for Crowbar. He is really going with his Hydralisk technology, getting an infestation pit as well as a spire though, so maybe he wants some corruptors to mix in as well, going for a very, very well-rounded play here. There's that new warp in animation. Ooh, that is just so nice. That is so smooth. Not available in the beta, just kind of showed up out of nowhere. The Lings, the Lurkers, this is not a place you want to go, puCK. Do not walk into there. There you go, backing out. Purification Nova on top. Ooh, almost got that second one on top of the Lurker. It does take 2 Purification Nova hits to kill a Lurker. And getting that high ground advantage. The Spines can still go up there, though, so the Overseer providing sight. And the Lings, I'm not sure if there are enough of them to deal with this many Stalkers. Usually the Lings are a good answer. More and more Stalkers getting warped in here. 14 Lings on the way, 8 Hydras on the way. It's a Ling run by, and the Nidus Network is being built inside the main base of puCK. I'm not sure if he sees it or not. The Lings need to get in here and attack, I think, but Purification Nova going up, that's not going to happen. The army is marching in. Blink Stalker and Disruptor on the way for puCK. Nidus Worm pops in the main base, and does that send the army home? They're backing up anyway. What's going to come out of this? I don't know. Is anything actually going to come out of this Nidus Worm? Lings are trying to pop out before it explodes, but really only 5 or 6 Lings come on out. They should be able to be cleaned up fairly well. I mean, they're running down here. There are cannons. Those are a good answer as well. Another Nidus coming up at the same time. puCK a little bit distracted. He's been sitting here with his army for just long enough to kind of buy some time, I think, for Crowbar. Second Nidus pops, but the Adepts show up again with some Zealots as well. What's going to come out this time? Nothing. Absolutely nothing comes out of there. These Lings are hanging back. Just on hold position, I think. I'm not sure what their purpose in life is, but here comes puCK moving up again with his Stalkers with the +1/+1 to the shield attack, taking out creep tumors. Very smart play, and did the Hydralisks with +1/+1 heading out +2, just about to finish, giving them additional damage. And there it is. There's the +2, 14 damage, range of 6. Purification Nova on top of these lurkers, killing 1, killing 2. Excellent play indeed. Queen on the front lines manages to stay alive because the Hydras are here. They're going after what exactly? I'm not entirely sure. They want to get that. Oh, they do. They kill the Disruptor before Purification Nova can hit. Lurkers coming up here as well. Purification Nova getting shots off, though. The Lurkers are burrowed, getting a few shots on in here. Where is the Observer? I'm not sure if there is one here or not, but everything else is ending up dead. Stalkers are dying, however, to these Lurkers with a +2 attack. They do 36 damage versus Armored. Purification Nova killing 1. Purification Nova killing a second Lurker. The other one unburrows and gets out of there. He's very smart indeed. 10 more Hydras on the way, 4 Lurkers on the way, 14 Lings on the way for Crowbar. He is macroing pretty darn well at this point. It is only 136 supply, though, as the final Lurker does get cleaned up thanks to the help from that Observer. Another base being taken, but guess what? This probe scattered it out like 10 minutes ago. This probe was waiting, man. Can tell the future, that's for sure. Creep Tumors, I don't think there are any available on the front lines here. I'd like to see that spread a little bit more from Crowbar, but I think he has other things on his mind. He's on 4 bases, which is nice. Has 76 workers, which is really nice as well. Really sticking on this Lurker composition, going with the... Yeah, looks like he's going to put a Nidus network on this high ground, possibly use some Lurkers from the high ground to snipe down some probes at this base. A base tried to be taken here, but the Zealots shut that down fairly quickly, sending out more Zealots on a scouting spree here. And is the army going to go home? There's a Colossus with this army, and Purification Nova on top of the Lings, taking a few of them out. What's popping out here? Yep, Lurkers on the high ground is slashing through these probes. Oh no, Colossus going to try to deal with this. No, I think it's just on a rally. Instead, the whole army retreating here for puCK. And yep, going to be able to deal with these Lurkers, but 9 kills and 2 kills each on those Lurkers might pick up the Assimilator as well. Nope, that's not going to happen. They are going to try possibly to get that Colossus. That's not going to happen either. Way too much firepower here for puCK right now. It's entirely cleaned up. Another Nidus coming on into the main base. I like to see this. The Zealots are taking on this hatchery, no problem whatsoever. And this Nidus, if it finishes, could actually get this army to retreat again. I don't know if there's just not enough here. This is a matter of 178 to 176. The Protoss player has way more supply. And what's popping out here? Lurkers everywhere. Dark Templar hacking them down, though. The Observer is ready to spot every one of these Lurkers. And the Lurker cannot see them, so that's a nice pickup indeed. The Lurker count here, some Corruptors as well to deal with the Colossus. I like that play, but losing bases, losing Larva as well, just because why not at this point. It is 24 probes that have died, though, for puCK. He's down to 50. And this base is mining, not as heavily as it wants to, I have to imagine. And this is still up here as well. But Blink Stalkers coming down. They want to blink up this, I think. Nope, they're going to take down the debris with all of their DPS here. They do have +2 attack. +3 is on the way. +2 having just finished here. The army kind of swinging around trying to find exactly where is what, and killing a Zealot they find out in the middle of nowhere. These Changelings are just kind of going to hang out, not really doing much of the scouting, which is, I think, their purpose in life. But you know what, Changelings, don't worry about it. Not everybody can fulfill their purpose. Pylon here for some warping in, maybe some DTs, just in case this base tries to be replanted, but not going to happen there. Indeed, Corruptors taking shots from Stalkers on the low ground, turning around, but that is not a great idea. The Blink Stalkers are just tearing through these Corruptors. They do not have any armor upgrades whatsoever. Moving back to the rest of the army here is Crowbar, trying to just use a ragtag army of Lings and Hydras. Hydras in the wrong place. Ooh, managed to escape with their lives, 2 of them, but the rest of them are completely dead. It's 147 to 173 supply in favor of puCK at this point. APM is about 200 for each of these players. Just really, really fast play all the way around. Another Nidus work popping up. If nothing else, this kind of distracts puCK. I feel like without those Nidus networks, puCK would have made a push here about 10 minutes ago and possibly won the game, but the Nidus forces him back, forces his attention elsewhere. The Stalker trying to single-handedly take out this Nidus network, not able to do so. Lurkers coming in, burrowing down. Going to try to take out this Stalker all by its lonesome. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it does a 5-shot on a Stalker, which maybe not is as good as I thought. The Overseer gets taken down as well. The whole army comes back. Once again, Purification Nova used to kill that Lurker. Its body flies into the air. Another Nidus network coming up once again. This is just buying time for a Crowbar, man. He is buying time with these Nidus networks, standing right on top of this one, saying, you know what, you're not even going to pop whatsoever. Oh, catching the Warp Prism and a few Stalkers out of position, killing most of them. Are they going to escape? And no. One of them does manage to escape thanks to the laser beams from these Colossus. +3 just about to finish. Templar entering the match as well for puCK. So again, it's a Lurker, Ling, kind of a Corruptor. It's just a ragtag bunch here for a Crowbar. I really don't see how he can do this. Purification Nova going right on in. No splits whatsoever. Hydras being taken out. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. With a number of Colossus on the field, the Hydras are not the right answer at all. With +3 attack, they do 15 damage with a range of 9. The range was nerfed in Legacy of the Void, but the damage stayed the same. So they still hit really hard. It's just kind of easier to get to them, to kill them, which I think was the intent. Static defense popping up here. Desperation time for Crowbar. The Colossus are taking fire here from the Corruptors, but I just don't know that it's enough at all. Purification Nova coming in as well. Spines actually digging in to those Stalkers, forcing them back once again. Yeah, I mean, puCK has been in really good positions here, but I think the Lurkers are just a little bit too much for him to deal with, even with the Disruptors. I guess he only has 2 of them from multiple angles trying to get in here. The Lurkers are trying to burrow, but they're getting killed before they actually burrow down. Corruptors again taking out every single one of the Colossus, but there are just a few Hydras here and a few Lings. I feel like the Stalkers might be able to win this game all by their lonesome. +3/+3, just about to finish here for Crowbar. I don't know if we're going to see it, though. The Lings pushing back the Stalkers. I don't know that puCK is really comfortable moving on to the creep with just pure Stalker. Archon's on the way. That should help a lot. And here comes some DTs, but guess what? There are Spine Crawlers here. They're trying to keep this Spore Crawler alive, and no, it doesn't happen. Now the DTs are invisible. It's a force evacuation on all of those drones. Good job by puCK, leaving everything scouted to make sure there's not a ninja base being taken at all. Another shot on those Lurkers, but again, the +3 attack is just about to finish, boosting their damage versus armored even more, which means the Stalkers do not want to be there whatsoever. The DTs finally get cleaned up. I don't know they killed that many drones. 16 drones have died, 24 probes have died so far. If we look at the resources lost tab, it is 18,900 lost for Crowbar. Actually, they're both blue Zerg. Oh, that's so confusing. Whatever. We're not going to come back to that right now. Another battle here. Broodlords, though, in the air, trying to kill what they can. The Lurkers as well, taking shots from that Purification Nova. Broodlords raining down Broodlings, but the Blinkstalkers and the Archons making quick work of them. There is still 1 Broodlord left, 2 Purification Novas, and the Broodlord falls as well as that Lurker. Moving on in, it is 137 to 168 total supply in favor of puCK here. Lings in production, Broodlords in production, trying desperately to hold off this advance. This base is up and running. This base is being taken as well by puCK. Meanwhile, has not expanded for a while is Crowbar. I just really worry about him at this point. Again, puCK just looking so strong with the +3 attack, 47 damage versus biological on those Archons. Just everything Zerg has is biological, and it just means the Lings come swooping in. The Archons make short work of them. 16 kills, 15 kills on that Archon. They just cannot kill these Archons at all. Lurkers are trying to burrow in, focusing down this hatchery, though. A couple more shots might be able to kill it here. Purification Nova killing the Lurkers again. 1 single Broodlord getting focused down, though, by puCK. The Queens as well. The Queens are here. Another Broodlord behind the lines, trying to kill everything they can. The hatchery has fallen. Archons trying to kill stuff in the back, blinking on top of these Broodlords once again. The Broodlings are killing individual Stalkers, but it doesn't really matter, and that's it. A GG from Crowbar. Well played from the Zerg player, and he's defeated. puCK is victorious, and Crowbar has left the game. So, all right, pretty intense back and forth there. 18 minutes with that ZVP on Dusk Tower. So, fantastic game all around. I just feel like Crowbar wasn't ever really comfortably able to get up that big Zerg ball that he wanted. He just kind of had just a ragtag group of Lings and a few Lurkers and a few Hydras, but he didn't really have the big army of a bunch of Mutalisks or a bunch of Hydras and Roaches or a bunch of Lurkers. Just try to make it happen with everything. Also, I think he spent a lot of his APM and a lot of his money on those Nidus networks, which I feel like did a good job keeping puCK in his base, but didn't really kill anything. The most successful one was up here with the Lurkers on the high ground killing probably about 15 or 16 drones, but I mean, didn't do anything to this base, didn't really take out any tech structures whatsoever in the main. Sent some Lings down here, but the cannon took care of those with 5 kills on that cannon. So just kind of a good idea. I liked what he did, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. So that is about it from me. Thank you everybody for watching today. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also stick around to the end of the cast, listen to the music that has been coming up from C Beats. You can also click a link to buy Falcon Paladin and StarCraft 2 apparel at the new shop that is available if you're interested in doing that. And yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.